So you got to understand, I talk about this as well in other places. You have, let's say, the $1 million person, or the $1 million, the $1 million person, okay? So if I can just draw this here actually. You have a resistance area and you have a support area. Let's put another one in the middle. This, let's say, is 100. This is 10, and let's make this 1,000. We'll just do 1K. Okay, so if this is you here, let's change the color to this. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it like this. So if this is you here, always dealing with $10, you're used to dealing with $10. This might be completely cool with you. You're used to that. And the next thing here is when you reach to $100. So once you actually get to $100, you might be feeling really happy. And this goes back to the same idea of having a positive mindset with everything, you know, not getting ahead of yourself, not risking more just because you're doing better. You know, still keeping the same risk percentage. I talk about this other places as well, as just because something is worth a dollar amount says very little to how much it's actually worth. The actual worth of something depends on the percentage that you'll be paying towards it, okay? So whether that's going to be 5% of your weekly pay or 10% of your weekly pay, whether you're spending 50% of your pay a week, that's much more impactful than I need to be spending $500 each pay. Just a little thing, but it all applies to this here, okay? Let me go through and do this next one. So once you actually start touching $100 from your previous $10 mindset, there's a few things that can happen. Okay? Either you're going to, you know, not be able to do better because you know, this is such a new experience, you're not sure how to handle it, and so you do have the opportunity where you could go right back to $10. You're really a $10 person. You can't handle more. You can't take care of more. So you're just going to end up losing it and going back to that $10 person, that $10 mindset that you were at, okay? Now, the idea also exists that even when you handle $10, you might be able to do better, right? And continue rising and go to $1,000. So this is why you might see my analysis. And I've always, you know, from support and resistance, we can either go up or go down from this area. And then personally, I wait for the red candle to show me red. Sellers are coming in, green candle to show me buyers are coming in. We can continue advancing, or we are going to fall. So let's take the idea here where we went from $10 to $100, and then we got a lot of psychological pressure where we fell back down to the $10 range, okay? So since we've fallen back to the $10 range, if we are to get another opportunity to go back to 100, once we get back to 100, we are presented with the same, if not more, psychological pressure to make use of this opportunity of being at 100. Either I would have learned from my previous situation and be able to rise to 1,000 now, or I will also be like, oh man, last time I was here, I really messed up. Everybody around me was hating, whatever. I can't handle doing more right now. I'm just probably going to take this, or for whatever reason, there can be 1,000 different reasons to why something could be happening. And this is why I'm going to touch into the randomness of the market as well, because not everybody is using a moving average. Not everybody is using the RSI. Not everybody's using trend lines and everything like this. So you're going to have a lot of different opinions in the market at different times. Who's right? The person who's long or short right now? neither of them is right or wrong, but it's the person who is following their trading plan that is actually going to be successful. Whether they take a loss or not, if you can follow your trading plan and you're staying consistent with that, you can actually be so much more successful than you see me long right now, so you want to copy me. That's not the way to go about doing stuff, because you might have no idea what I'm doing, okay? So once we return to the $100, we could fall back down. You just can't handle the pressure, or you could start consolidating at this area here, just unable to rise and unable to fall. You just want to be at a standstill, okay? So this is how I go through and I explain this. It's a really good idea to understand that there are times where the market will be able to make new highs, and there will be times where the market won't be able to make new highs. And it's like here, once we broke through this area psychologically, we then got the pressure to the upside to return to, where is this area? Back from May 2009, April 2009, where we went back to that next psychological resistance area. The same thing goes always and forever. It's either the person is going to do something new and surpass it, or not do something new and fall, okay? Or it can just try to stay at that level. And the same thing goes for price. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll be able to rewind this video and take notes. It's going to be up for 24 hours. But you get the idea that either the person has to do something new, or they will repeat old actions. People have such a close attachment to money, where their money follows suit to their emotional reactions with whatever they're doing. The same thing goes for, just a second. So yeah, the same thing goes for price, for a lot of things. If you're spending money, you are actively contributing to this market, whether you like it or not. Even if you're the person to lose your money all the time, if you're destroying money, you're also contributing to this, because you're on the sidelines for this point. Later on, 10 years down the line, the government's going to need to produce more money because your money is lost out of the system. Let's move on